Well, good afternoon. It is Monday, February 2nd, and as you can see, and if you can remember from the last video, which I actually posted this morning, we are pumping up this front tire on the Kubota again, because in the last video it was bad, and then good, and now it's bad again. So we're going to, once this is pumped up, we're going to take it up to the shop, take the tire off, see if we can fix it. We have a spare tube that we're going to try to see if that one is still good or not, because if we can't patch this one, if it's a valve stem issue like a tear or crack or hole just right around the valve stem that we can't really patch, we would have to use a spare. But I have this down actually between the shop building and the guest house, because I was down here splitting wood this morning with the wood splitter. Got all that there, and all the wood in the woodshed. This stack right behind me here, all that I did this morning, and then all of this round stuff on this stack I brought in today. Stuff that was on the truck and didn't need to be split. But we're gonna head up to the shop and see if we can get that tube to hold air. So I think I'm just gonna drop the splitter off right about here. And there we go. Drive the tractor over to the shop and see what we can do. Is this what we call rotating tires?
Technically.
We've got the tractor jacked up under its own power. So now, are you gonna pull the wheel off and try it?
Yeah, help me with my compressor first so I can see if the spare tube we have is actually worthy of holding here.
Well, we aired up this tube and it's got a hole in it. I don't know if one of the many patches on this tube came off. A funny story with this, it was probably 2024 maybe. Had a flat tire day on the Kubota, and we could not for the life of us find out what in the world was putting holes in this tire, because we got 1 patch, 2 patches, 3, 4, 5, 6 patches, 7 patches. We were going on and off and on and off and on and off with the tire, and we finally found that there was a nail stuck in the tire, just really hard to find, that was putting all the holes in the tire. But now I've got to grab my impact wrench, wherever it is, so we can get that tire off the Kubota. There it is. I don't like locking my sockets on because otherwise I can never get them off the wrench itself, but sometimes a little unhelpful when I'm trying to pull it off a lug. And I'll get these pulled off and get the wheel off the tractor. Did you get slime in your eye?
Nope, but I could have. When you don't have a tire machine that holds your 24-inch tractor tire to break the bead off, lay it down, get all the air out of it, and drive over it with something, and it'll take the bead off that way.
Yeah, but this wasn't quite enough, so you set a block of wood right about there, and then took a nice big hit on it with the backside of the splitting axe. It knocked it off.
I've never driven over it with my truck to break the bead. Usually it's the bucket of the tractor or the 856, but the 856 is way over there and the truck was here, so
the 856 isn't going to make it over here anyway. Alright, we have both beads broken, the bead on each side of the rim. So now my dad's grabbing some tire irons and we're going to try to see if we can get this tire off of here and get the tube out, at least one side of the tire to pull the tube out, with minimal curse words, and see if we can get this fixed. So we have the tube out now and we think we found where the hole is, just pumping it up to confirm that it's the only one at least. Interestingly enough, looked at the corresponding spot on the inside of the tire and can't find anything that caused the puncture. So that's still a bit of a mystery.
On the back side of the tire, just to,
yeah. That's where our hole is, right in there.
Back side of the tire, about a foot left.
Yeah, and
This is it.
yeah, you can see in there if you look closely where the slime was actually on the sidewall of the tire. There's nothing there. Right up in there.
Gotta take my glove off and run my finger along there.
All around.
So if it's something sharp, I can put it through my finger. Well, if it wasn't for all those ribs, it'd be as smooth as a baby's bottom. Take longer to...
So what's our process for patching a farm tire, which is not an uncommon activity for us?
You find the hole.
And you scuffed it up with a wire brush first.
Scuff it up with a wire brush. Spread some universal monkey grip cement over it.
Not sponsored.
And then in the summertime that dries pretty fast, but probably not as fast in the cold.
So is this a contact cement?
Yeah, it's a contact cement.
You have to put some on the patch first?
No, it meets with what's ever under the patch.
So we'll wait for that to dry for a second and then we'll stick the patch on there. Make sure the patch is stuck down really nicely. And then we will work on putting it back in the tire and getting everything put back together so we can get our work done. So we've got the patch on here, just sitting on the ground. And we made sure it's all stuck down. Then I've just been taking a screwdriver here and just working on it to try to make sure that the patch is all really well rolled down. Obviously I can do it better off camera when I can use two hands, but it's pretty well rolled down now. I just gotta make sure the edges are all sealed well. And then the cement will do the rest and just bond the two together like a weld, but with rubber. Right now my dad is now grabbing the shop vac and making sure all the dirt is out of the tire so we don't get anything puncturing it again after we get it back in there and get it aired up. So we got the tire on the rim, now we're just going to give it some air and see if it holds air. It better. We're just trying to set the bead as best we can on here.
There we go.
It'll obviously go on the rest of the way when we start driving it, but
What's on?
it's on. Just the rest of the tire will come up the rest of the way when it starts driving. We had to cut the little plastic ring off to get the tube out, but I think the air is going to hold the valve stem in.
See if I have another one.
Let's see if we can find another ring, but otherwise it should be alright. Throw the cap on. I just gotta throw it on the tractor. Alright, she is back on there, all fixed up. So now I can continue with today's work, get her done, keep her moving, and we will check back in tomorrow on the Oregon Echo's dairy. Well, good evening to ya. It's Tuesday, February 3rd, and I wanted to finish this video with just some milking content. I wanted to get some milking content in here since I didn't do any last video. The fix on the tire has held up. That was the issue and the only issue. So we're just gonna head into the barn and get some milking done here on this Tuesday evening.
Pre-dip.
Yep. How are you?
I'm okay. Tuesdays are my longest, so I'm looking forward to being done with my work.
Yep. So am I, but then I have to edit this.
Here.
Bella, you've got corn all over your face. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How did that happen? How did that happen? Hi, Grace. And then you fill up the post-dip as well.
Yep. Both are necessary parts of the operation.
This girl just got some fresh straw. Hey, Jean. Hi. Ooh, 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 ooh. You're not jumpy about that yet. Oh, yep. Look at that. Look at the camera. See what that is. See what that tastes like. Yep. Look, yep. Woo. Don't get all jumpy. Don't get all jumpy. She's all jumpy because she just got new bedding. They always get jumpy with new bedding. Did I get some in your water? That's no good. There we go. Good girl. I've got a couple of milkers hanging so I can get started here. Mother is already milking cows. Hi, Dilly. Pickles. So Dilly is Pickles' daughter, so we have Dilly Pickles. Hi, Pickles. Yeah.
Have the good people been able to see Dad today? Somebody was looking for the old grandpa.
Yesterday, which is part of this video, but I can go with them. Somebody called you an old grandpa in the last video's comment section.
Well, I don't know who that somebody was, but he called me an old grandpa. He pegged it correctly.
Still quarter milking mistletoe here.
Quarter milking mistletoe.
And I have the hiccups.
I had a granddaughter who had hiccups.
Yeah. How about that?
Well, I had a granddaughter, still do.
You have a granddaughter.
I've had her for only 10 days. If anyone sees my fancy quarter milker here and thinks it might be a good buy for your situation, I shall warn you against these silicone hoses that they use. In theory, it's an awesome idea because they're very sanitary. But if you're quarter milking a cow, it's because her milk is not very sanitary. I mean, possibly. So the hoses being sanitary wouldn't be the biggest concern. The problem with these silicone hoses is that once they warm up, they become so flexible. They can kink and shut off the vacuum, and they slide right off these nipples. Very irritating to a farmer who already needs 3 hands but has only 1.5. Now, a fella could always replace those silicone hoses with rubber hoses. But of course, that takes thought and time.
And rubber hoses.
And rubber hoses, which every farmer has laying somewhere. But most of us farmers don't have a whole lot of thought and time. I mean, we did when we began, but we've used it all up.
Who's this baby?
Well, that's a good question.
That is a good question. That's why I'm asking, because I don't know.
By now, they would usually be registered and tagged. But my herd manager's on maternity leave. And oh, it's been a long winter with trying to fight this cold weather week after week after week. It takes up all my time and
energy.
I'm not sure I've even named this calf, and if I have, I've forgotten it.
I know that you're Bonnie.
Like has been mentioned previously, I'm an old grandpa, so my brain just can't retain all of that information as solidly as it used to.
We bottle feed our calves with bottles. Real milk, not milk replacer. Yep.
I used to work on the prices right.
Yep. Guess the price.
The nipple is free. Surplus from NASCO. NASCO Farm and Ranch, where Mom works. Unfortunately, Farm and Ranch is, or soon will be, no more.
The cow's not standing up to accept their bedding.
No, not at the moment.
That's good. They're satisfied.
If we look at this 2 ways, they are so extremely comfortable that they don't feel like standing up. Or they are lazy. Physically they may be. They're not too lazy in milk production. I like to think of it as them just being very comfortable. When they see me come with the bedding and they say, just throw it over here.
I'll get it when I stand up.
And then the ones that are seeing look like that dumb little teenager down there. You give them bedding and they use their front feet and kick it all the way into the gutter.
I haven't even fed them yet. They're all just very comfortable sitting down. So milking is done. They have been bedded by my dad, and I'm probably gonna end the video here and feed them off camera because I don't feel like filming it. So yeah, I kind of feel kind of bad about saying that outright, but I don't. So I'm going to probably sign the video off here. The reason why I am filming early in the week this week because I usually film on Thursdays or Fridays and then get it up on a Saturday, Sunday. The reason I'm filming earlier this week is because I am not going to be here for half of Thursday, all of Friday, and most of Saturday. I'm going to be going up north to Chautauqua, Wisconsin for snow camp. And going to be doing some skiing and stuff. I get my Friday is my once a year full day away from home. That's kind of a normal weekend for a lot of 9-to-5 people, but my parents don't get even that, so I'm not complaining about my once a year trip because my parents, every few years maybe they'll get a few days away from home. So I am grateful for my 50 hours or so away from home, and that's going to be fun, so I'm glad I get to do that. I get to do that every year. Done it since 9th grade, 9th, 10th, 11th grade. I'm going to do it now, and that should be fun. Maybe I'll post a few shorts. I don't know. If I posted shorts, you'll know at this point because they would be up before this video is. So yeah, don't have a whole lot else to say. I'm going to feed these cows. They're all comfy laying down. And then I'm going to go inside, edit this video, and go to bed because I'm tired. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week. So, thanks for watching.